Our next presenter is Judge Kevin Brazil. Judge Kevin Brazil has numerous articles written about him just online you can find. So I could go on here for 5 or 10 minutes introducing him, but since all of you know him, I'll try to keep it as short as possible. He was appointed to the bench in 2002. Even before being appointed, he had the privilege of actually arguing before the U.S. Supreme Court, which is a dream for most lawyers. He was a trial judge, and he didn't just stop there. He became the assistant supervising civil judge, then the supervising civil judge, then the assistant presiding for all of Los Angeles Superior Court, first African American to do that. And he didn't just stop there either. He decided then it's time to become the presiding judge of the largest court system in the country. He, along with Judge Sinanian, have been a past honoree of this organization on Judges Night. And I don't know how he's found the time, but in the meantime, he has been the chairs and participated in numerous committees, including a voting member on the Judicial Council of California, the vice chair of Judicial Council's Advisory Committee on providing access and fairness, and on the executive board, also the vice president of the California Judges Association. He's also double UCLA for any of the USC fans out there. And just so you know how large the LA Superior Court system is, there are 40 courthouses that span over 4,000 square miles. That's a lot of personalities. Judge Brazil, please join us.
Well, good evening, everyone. I gotta tell you, I am so delighted to be here. And first off, I want to thank the Armenian Bar for being such a partner with our court, for always being there to help us, to support us, good times and bad. We rely upon you, we depend upon you. Thank you, Armenian Bar, for your commitment to the community and everything you mean to the lawyers and everything you do to make our court what it is today, the best of the best. I also want to congratulate my good friend Helen Bendix, Justice Helen Bendix, on her award. We miss you very much. She made our settlement program what it is today. She passed the torch to Judge Sinanian, who's just marvelous at what he does. Helen has been such a wonderful friend, a great jurist, and I'm just so proud to be here to see her receive her award. I think it's only fitting that both she and Judge Kwan receive the award tonight because they have both meant so much to the LA Superior Court. And so Helen, thank you and congratulations. For me tonight, it is indeed, I'm extremely proud, and I consider it a wonderful privilege and an honor to introduce to you tonight Judge Ruth Kwan. I want to thank the Armenian Bar Association for selecting her. She is an outstanding choice, so well deserving. She has done so much. There's so many things I want to say about her tonight, but I know I can't say everything, so I'm going to try to condense it a little bit. But she's just amazing. I mean, let me just start with that. She's an amazing judge. She's a true master in conducting trials and managing a trial court calendar. When I was assigned to the Master Calendar Court in 2015 and 2016, she was one of my go-to judges. If I needed a judge to do a lengthy trial or a complex trial, because the regular PI trial courts were full, Ruth was one of the first people that I would call on. She was always there. She was always willing, no matter how complex the case, no matter how long it was going to take to try the case, she would make time. She would do whatever she had to do to interrupt her busy trial calendar to take that case. And something else she did that I'm so grateful for, and I know the IC judges and all the trial court judges are grateful for, is she would do voluntary settlement conferences. And if you've ever done one with Ruth, she puts in the time. She puts in the effort. She's really just brilliant at it. And she settled so many cases. I don't know where she found the time, because she had a busy trial calendar. She's trying cases. She's on so many court committees, the research attorney committee, the law clerk committee. She's always having me bug her about things and asking her questions and asking her for help. But she always finds the time. And she always does such an amazing job. And she has that rare ability to really connect with people, whether it's lawyers, plaintiff or defense, jurors, staff, everyone. You just feel good being around her. I asked some of her colleagues to tell me, what does Ruth mean to our court? What does she mean to you? What has she done? What makes her special? And I got so many responses that I had to limit it. So I'm only going to give you 5, Ruth. If you want the others, you have to see me later. All right, but I want to start with Judge Kim Nguyen. Where's Kim? She's still here. Ah, there she is. Okay, so Ruth is committed to serving the public tirelessly each and every day, and she is always prepared and ready to perform at the highest level. Judge Tony Moore. No, Tony's here somewhere. Where's Tony? Okay, there he is. Ruth is cheerful, hardworking, and a brilliant team player. She has courage and grit. That word courage, you're going to hear me come back to, because that's a key word when we talk about who Ruth Kwan is. And Judge Elaine Liu, I haven't seen Elaine tonight, but she said Ruth has been the most incredible mentor to me, and Ruth is my go-to person for advice. I think just about anybody in the court can say that when you have something hard, when you need to get it right, you want to ask Ruth Kwan. Judge Zavan Sanadian, a strong leader and highly respected in the legal community.
Hell yeah.
That's right. And I love this one. So where's Mark? You're right in front of me. It was the boots. I couldn't see you because of the boots. All right. Mark said she is generous with her time in assisting other judges in bar organizations. And I love this, Mark. If judges were eligible for overtime pay, she would be a multi-millionaire. Judge Kwan is universally reviewed by colleagues and attorneys as a judge who gets in early, she stays late into the evenings, she has high expectations for herself, and she makes everyone around her better. She motivates and encourages her staff and research attorneys to be the best, and she leads by example. She's an extraordinary legal writer, and her statements of decision are exceptional in terms of explaining the law and applying the law to the facts of a given case. As a judge, she is considered a superstar. Elwood, don't take her to the Superior Court. All right, we need her on the trial court. Appellate court, right? Keep her on the Superior Court. We want her.
Another couple months.
No, all right. But no, if she chose to do that, she would be an excellent appellate justice. But she's one of the most valuable trial court judges that we have in the LA Superior Court. The words that best describe Judge Kwan are courage, determination, giving, mentoring, and friendship. So when you look at her background and her life story, you see why these words tell you who she is. She immigrated to the U.S. in 1970 with her sister at the age of 14 from Hong Kong. That's where she immigrated from. And she did not speak English well when she came to the U.S. She was actually put back 2 grades because of her limited English. But through courage, determination, and grit, she learned and became fluent in English and graduated high school on time at the age of 18. And it's interesting, she doesn't tell the story very much, but when she was in high school, she was bullied. And she overcame that bullying. She even lost a tooth as a result of that bullying. Even today, she has a cap, she was telling me, in her front tooth because of the bullying and how her tooth died. But she persevered. She fought on. She didn't let it hold her back. The name calling, the abuse by others. She went to a different school, and she excelled. She attended Pasadena Community College for a year after graduating from high school, and she then transferred to USC, where she graduated in 1978. Right on. Okay. Sorry, Garo, I know that's double Bruins. We got to give it up for the Trojans. Throughout community college, as well as at USC, she worked full-time while attending both. She was often a teller. She was telling me how she read those little codes on the checks to make sure it went to the right place at night, and then she would schedule her classes so maybe she only had to go 2 or 3 days a week so that she could work at night to get her way through school. Once she graduated from USC, she attended UC Hastings School of Law, where she graduated in 1981, and she went on to a very successful career with the City Attorney's Office from 1981 to 1995. She was appointed to the Municipal Court in 1995, where she had to run for election less than a year after being appointed. And the interesting thing about her election is she ran in a predominantly Latino district. So what had to happen is through, again, grit, courage, determination. She and her husband stand up. Yeah. Stand up, stand. They walked the district, they campaigned, and she won over the voters with her personality and charm. And she got over 60% of the vote when she won. So, you know, it was a surprise to many, but not to Ruth. She knew she could get it done. She was elevated to the Superior Court in 1988 by Governor Pete Wilson. She served as the site judge for the East Lake Juvenile Court. She's also been a felony trial court judge for 6 years at Criminal Courts Building, now the Foltz Courthouse. In 2007, she became a civil independent calendar judge at the Moss Courthouse, and she remains an IC court judge today. In January of this year, I had the honor and privilege of choosing her as one of the assistant supervising judge of civil for the entire LA Superior Court. Her leadership skills are tremendous. She's an incredible manager. She's someone who, whatever you ask her to do, she does it and beyond. She's trustworthy. She's someone who the other judges, commissioners on our court truly look up to. She's everything that we need in a leader. She inspires others, and she's a teacher. She does so many things well. And one of the things I want to tell you about Judge Kwan, she always finds ways to give back to others, whether she's on the bench or off the bench. She's a role model for me and many, many others. Judges, lawyers, students. The number of lawyers and judges that she's mentored and supported can fill this room. She gives her time up freely. She's always willing to help. And she's got this boundless amount of energy. You just be around her for a little bit and you see it. It just exudes. One of the things she's doing right now for our court is she's being the chair of our Commissioner Selection Committee. So myself and Judge Taylor, we chose her as the chair. In addition to being Assistant Supervising Judge of Civil, all the committees she serves on, all the bar groups that she helps, she's taking on the role of being the chair for our Commissioner Selection Committee. So some of you in this room, remember the application is online right now. Okay, not going to pick on anybody, but some of you folks need to apply. November 16th is the deadline. Ruth will be checking to see that we get some of these names on the commissioner list. It's very important. And one of the things when Judge Eric Taylor, the APJ, and I, when we formed the Commissioner Selection Committee, we said we want the committee to reflect the diversity of our community, the diversity of our court. So for me, it was very important that we have a woman as the chair of that committee. for the first time that I've been on the bench, an Asian woman as the chair of the commissioner selection. Because oftentimes people tend to pick those who look like themselves. And that's not a bad thing. They're not bad people. It's not some kind of implicit bias or something, but it just happens. So when Ruth, myself, and Judge Taylor talked about the committee and the makeup of the committee, we talked about how it had to reflect the diversity of our court. So that committee, and I must say I'm very proud of it. Number one was Ruth being the chair, because it has diversity. Of the 18 members, we have 9 men, we have 9 women. We have 4 Latinos, we have 4 African Americans, 4 Asians, 4 whites, and Judge Sanadian is our Armenian representative. Yes. And we have 1 Southeast Asian, and we have 2 LGBT. We have 9 former commissioners on that committee. So when we were selecting the committee, it was Judge Kwan who was just saying to me, okay, Kevin, we don't have enough. We got to get this person, we got to get that person, we need a backup. She was relentless. And I can't thank her enough, because we felt, people always ask, well, what do you want your legacy as presiding? And I tell people, I want the legacy to be the people. I want it to be the people who follow me. I want it to be the people that we have in leadership. I want it to be the judges of our court. I often say our judges are the best of the best. And it starts with leadership, but as a leader, I need help. Ruth is one of those people who's helped me. She's helped Judge Taylor. She's helped Judge Samantha Jester, our head of civil. She's just kind of like one of the all-around utility players on our court. So, Ruth, I got to tell you, on a personal note, I want to thank you for being a dear and loyal friend to me and my wife, Nitra, of 31 years. Dear Sarah. Ruth has been a trusted colleague to me and so many others. Her warm, charming, and engaging personality and her kindness is a gift and a blessing to us all. But I have to tell you, she knows how to give tough love. She will always be honest with you and not hold back. And as presiding judge, you need that. All right? So Ruth, I got to tell you, your advice, your friendship, and your reliability and dedication to our court is priceless to me and the 583 bench officers on the LA Superior Court. We thank you. But I'm not done. I thought I had 10 minutes. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that she has been a terrific wife to her husband Stan of 34 years. And she is the incredible mother of her daughters, Nicole, who's a lawyer, and to her daughter, Courtney, who is just adorable. Thank you for being here. Ruth, there's so much more I could say, and now you're standing up. So. I kept it to 10 pages, so come on up. You're so well deserving of this.
I told him 3 minutes, and he said, "Is that what the Armenian bar told you?" I said, "No, that's what I'm telling you, Kevin." Knowing him, I said, "You're gonna cut your intro to 3 minutes." So he goes, okay, I can't do that. I said, okay, fine. He says, I'll try. I just timed him. It was 15 minutes. He used a lot of time for both the introduction and the acceptance speeches. So I think I could actually legitimately sit down. But I won't do that. But I promise to be a bit shorter than Judge Brazil. But honestly, Kevin, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for such a wonderful introduction. Quite honestly, I'm not sure I recognize the person that you just introduced. One thing about Judge Kevin Brazil is that he's always so very generous with his words of praise for all his colleagues, not just me. He's so caring, he's so genuine. No wonder he is one of the most well-liked, well-loved, and well-respected PJs of all time. Thank you. And Salvi, thank you for gracing us with such beautiful music tonight. Thank you. I'm truly honored and humbled to be recognized tonight along with one of the most intelligent, compassionate, respected judges I know, the wonderful Justice Helen Bennett. I worked with Helen for years, and I know how dedicated she is to the law, she'd be working at night on an MSc to 10 o'clock in the evening. We talked about some of those things. Helen, you are just wonderful. Now, when I first learned about the fact that I would be honored along with Justice Bendix, my first thought was, Helen, I don't want to blow your bubbles here or burst your bubbles here, but we are truly getting the FOZ award, Friends of Judge Stavin Sinani Award. I mean, that's what we have in common. We're both good friends of Stavin, and he's a big deal in this organization. But to the extent that Judge Sinani has anything to do with this award, I want to thank him. And in particular, I want to thank him that I will finally now get one of these beautiful peacock paintings that I've been admiring from afar for many, many years. As a matter of fact, I even told Salad time after time, I said, how can I get one of these peacocks? I don't need the award. I just love the peacock painting. They're just so beautiful. Thank you. I'm finally getting one tonight. It is really good to see so many familiar faces tonight. Our court has so many outstanding jurists. Many of them are here, and our assisting presiding judge, Eric Taylor, a wonderful human being, a great court leader. I think he's been in the bathroom for the last 15, 20 minutes. We don't see him anymore. He has been in this, I think San Francisco. Were you in San Francisco, Sacramento? Yeah, and they were out also doing court business all day yesterday. And he and Kevin actually flew back just to come to this event. So I'm sure he's tired. And we have Judge Sam Jessner, the supervising judge of civil, one of the hardest working judges I know. Learned so much from her, especially about court technology. There's Sergio Tapia, the assistant supervising judge of criminal. I knew Sergio when he was an APD, a truly good man. And I also want to recognize the other 3 judges who started with me over 24 years ago. I know that the Ray Weintraub cannot be here tonight. She's celebrating, she's, because of the Jewish holiday. But there is Judge Anthony Moore and Judge Mark Mooney, dear friends that we started out together over 24 years ago. And I wanted to also acknowledge our Armenian American judges from our court who are here tonight, Judge Greg Kiosian, Judge Armin Tamzarian, and Amy Ashwanian, and Victoria Wilson. And Michael Almerian, thank you. And they're wonderful judges who do great work. It's so wonderful to also see my friends Elwood Louie and Justice Arthur Gilbert. I think that's friend Rothschild. I think she's at a bathroom break as well. Of course, every day as trial judges, I pray that I don't get reversed by any of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work. As I look across the room, I see so many exceptional Armenian lawyers. They attend this event year after year to support this bar association, even long after they reach the height of their careers. And a lot of people from various bar associations, after they reach a certain height, a certain point, they forget where they come from. They don't go back to this bar association where they grew up in. I see Garo Marosian, Gerard Kasabian, Garo Kazarian, and Lucy here, of course, and Armin Havanesian, Brian Kapitag, Armin Akaragian, and Ruth Kokosian. Many others that I'm sure that I neglected to mention. And I really commend you for always being here to support the young Armenian attorneys. Now, many of you don't know this about me. My journey to become a judge was made possible by the generous support of an Armenian man back in the early 1990s. Back then, I was thinking about applying for a judgeship. But I had no political connection to speak of. I'm a lifelong Democrat, and we had a Republican governor at the time. I didn't have much incentive to put in my application for those reasons. One day my husband Stan, and he's been introduced by Judge Brazil earlier, he came home telling me, honey, Ashat. I said, Ashat, who? Who's Ashat? Well, one of his business associates. He said that his cousin is a big-time Armenian judge. He's going to be able to help you. I said, right. I said, who's this Ashat? So, Ashat actually invited us to his home to meet his cousin, the big-time Armenian judge, and his wife. Well, that big-time judge was none other than Judge Digran Trevizian and his lovely wife, Jerry. So, Ashat's wife made this beautiful feast with all sorts of homemade, delicious-looking Armenian food. So as we started to chat and eat, I was passed a plate of marinated raw beef. I was told that you should really try this as a delicacy. Guess what? I don't eat anything raw. Not sushi, not sashimi, not even a rare steak. So at that very moment, as much as I wanted to ingratiate myself with this big-time Armenian judge, I turned down the Robbies at the risk of offending him and the lovely host. I have, however, over the years, learned to love cooked Armenian food. It was at this lunch that Judge Trevisan encouraged me to apply to the bench, gave me the confidence that I needed, and we got to know him and his beautiful wife, Jerry. He further supported me by writing a letter of recommendation to then the appointment secretary, Chuck Buchigian. And here I am today. Thank you. I have since learned what a special person Digman Trevisan is. He's always so willing to help, so generous with his time, and always so supportive. The Armenian community came to my rescue again in 1995 when I was first appointed to the East Los Angeles Municipal Court. As Judge Brazil mentioned, I was challenged immediately after my appointment. My judicial district consisted of East Los Angeles, the city of Commerce, over 90% Latinos, and then Montebello. Montebello is a predominantly, Latino, with some Asians, and a fairly large population of Armenians. The Armenian community supported and embraced me. The chief of police at the time, Steve Simonian, became a good friend. He introduced me to the community, and because of him, I also had the support of all the Latino city council people in Montebello. And as Judge Brazil mentioned, I won my election by 60 to 40%. That election taught me many things, one of which is the importance of reaching out to and getting to know people that don't look and sound like me. As judges, we serve a diverse community. It is important for us to learn about the people from the communities that we serve. For this reason, I enjoy attending many different bar functions, particularly the less mainstream bar associations. I have learned so much from my Armenian brethren and from attending some of the programs this bar association sponsored. For example, it was about 2 years ago that I attended one of the programs where I learned about how Japan assisted many victims of the Armenian genocide. I would never have learned that, but for being part of this organization, attending some of the wonderful events. I want to sincerely thank the Armenian Bar Association for honoring me tonight. You could have honored any number of excellent judges, including many of those judges who are here tonight. The fact that you have chosen Judge Bendix and myself, I am truly humbled. It is an honor for me to serve your community and the greater Los Angeles community. I wake up every day feeling so blessed with the support of family, my 2 beautiful daughters, Nicole and Courtney. I feel blessed to have a job that I love and am passionate about. I'm eager to go to work every single day to learn something new about the law, about the challenges people face, and along the way, I learn a little bit more about myself. Most of all, I'm still having great fun doing what I do. Thank you very much for your support. Muchas gracias. Sheshe, Shanor, Hagal, and
The Armenian Bar Association, on the occasion of its Judges' Night, proudly recognizes the Honorable Ruth A. Kwan, now Kwanyan, Judge of the California Superior Court, the discerning visionary whose long and knowing gaze looks as far forward as it harkens back, with a sweeping and penetrating perspective which is utterly and intrinsically hers, rising high from the fixed foundations of family, faith, and fidelity, radiating the light and learning of her invaluable guidance, exalted leadership and ethical excellence, to all who avail themselves of the blessings of an independent and enlightened judiciary. October 1, 2019, Glendale, California. Congratulations, Judge.